Hello, kindred spirits. Welcome to the Magical Mystical Divinations Podcast. I'm your host, Southern Mystic Tama P, creator of mysticdivinations.com. That's mystic with a K, by the way. Hello, kindred spirits. I've been leading up to this moment all month long. This is being recorded on October 21st of 2024. If you follow me on any of my social media platforms, you know I've been building up to Samhain, Halloween, all of that, because it's a perfect time to contact and work with our ancestors. And when you feel ready, all you have to do is invite your ancestors. You may have someone in mind that you want to talk to specifically, or maybe you want to let the ancestor choose you. Maybe you've been receiving little messages here and there, or things are happening that make you believe one of your ancestors are trying to reach out to you. So stay open and present and be available to your ancestors. Visualize them in your mind's eye. Ask for their guidance. If you feel like it, catch them up on what's happening in your life. In the Druid tradition, Samhain is celebrated with a bonfire and communion with the dead. American pagans often hold music and dance celebration called witches' balls in proximity to Samhain. A more somber and respective Samhain tradition is to have a silent supper to honor the dead. Some choose to honor the dead through photographs during the silent supper. But you would make a feast for yourself or whomever you've invited in honor of your ancestors. Or maybe just food that you like or that you once shared with this departed loved one. It depends on how long ago they passed, if you even know these things about them. But you can always do your research. If you listened to the previous episode, number 13, which was titled Unlucky 13 and Other Superstitions, you know that I will caution you against using Ouija boards and things like that. If you're not practiced in using other forms of divination, I would strongly encourage you just to burn a candle in honor of your ancestor. You can say a little prayer for them on your behalf, or write a little message to them how much you miss them, or some of your most precious memories. But going beyond that, when you're asking for guidance from our ancestors, there's a lot more you can do. And yes, you can reach out to your loved ones, your dearly departed loved ones, any time of the year. But Halloween, from the time that sun sets on October 31st to the sunset of November 1st, it is believed that this time the veil grows thin. It's been a practice for countless years. It was considered a time to give thanks for the harvest, prepare for the dark, have introspection for the months of winter. It's also a time when the boundary between the living and the dead is blurred. People light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off malevolent spirits and to engage in divination practices to gain insight into the future. In episode 6, titled Are You Ready for a Spiritual Healing and Transformation?, I speak about our ancestry and how everything we need to know is encapsulated in our DNA strand, and we just have to tap into it. Our subconscious offers a very, very profound awareness if you just want to tap into it. When you're wanting to honor your ancestors, take a little time for deep reflection. Honor the past and seek guidance from your ancestors. But remember, very, very important to approach this ritual with respect and an open heart. Referring back to probably one of my very first episodes of this first season, I think it was episode 2, titled Creating Your Sacred Space. You choose a location that feels sacred and quiet. It could be a garden outdoors or a secluded area indoors. Light candles such as white or black to symbolize the spirit world. Burn incense such as sage or frankincense or myrrh to create a serene atmosphere. You may also want to lay down a simple cloth with a symbolic pattern on the ground as the base for your altar. An altar is a place that serves as your focal point. And this is a place where you can place items representing the 4 elements of the earth, such as soil or a small potted plant. For air, you could use incense or feathers. For fire, of course, you can use candles. And water, a bowl of water or wine. Feel free to include photos or mementos from your ancestors, or a family tree, or any object with personal significance to them. You can also use this time to create altars to honor your beloved pets who have passed away. You can go as deep as you want to go or keep it as simple as you want. Sometimes it just feels good to light those candles with pictures of the ancestors or pets, just expressing your love and thankfulness for having had them in your life. And that's it. You just a little bit of thoughtfulness or mindfulness and just reflect and then just burn that candle in their honor. It's that simple. Or you can go as deep as you want to go. But those who want to invoke a passage or ritual, you could say something like, I call upon the spirits, earth and sky, in this sacred space, their wisdom nigh. Guardians protect as our intention grows, east, south, west, north as our spirit flows. Grant us guidance, dispel our fear. With love and gratitude, we're here. In this sacred space, let our spirits shine as we honor this moment divine. I mean, that's just something I found in, website, Easy Steps to Honor Your Ancestors. But you can write your own. I really prefer to write my own, and I keep it very simple. I really don't go too terribly deep because I work with my ancestors through dreams and acceptance. And trust me, when I very first began, it was a little unnerving at times, but I know what my intentions are, and I always ask for protection and for only positive energy. I do not like to invoke negativity or even welcome anything that could be negative. You could just say, I invite the spirits of my ancestors to join me on this sacred night. May their wisdom and guidance be with me. Let the veil between our worlds be thin. I mean, this is the time of year for it. One of the other things you might want to do is, just for symbolism, offer food or drink as a gesture of hospitality and respect. Apples, pomegranates, cakes, honey, and wine are classic offerings. If you did know your ancestors, include items that they enjoyed during their lifetime. Just place the offerings on the altar, and as you do so, speak their names and offer your gratitude for their presence. I'm all into divination, and you know that because my website is called Mystic Divinations. And in episode 10, and I talk about manifestation, there are ways to use divination to reach out to the spirit world. But you can use things like tarot cards, runes, a scrying mirror, or a pendulum to seek insights or messages from your ancestors. This is where you really have to trust your intuition and interpret the symbols or messages that come through. Just take your time and be open to the guidance you receive. The air can feel electric. And when I use my dowsing rods and different things like that, oh my gosh, do I feel it. But you have to do what you're comfortable with. And so you have to go in cautiously but respectfully. And you can back out anytime you want if you start feeling nervous. But it really shouldn't feel that way. It should feel natural. And it should feel good. And that's how you know you're doing it right. You have to trust the process. So you sit in a quiet, sacred space, meditating, reflecting on your connection with your ancestors. Imagine them surrounding you. Feel their presence. And listen for any inner guidance or messages that may come to you during this meditative state. Be a good time to jot down anything afterwards that you feel was a message, or maybe you sensed a presence, or maybe you smelled a familiar smell, your Aunt Josie's perfume, or Uncle Arthur's. Oh, wait, Uncle Arthur from Bewitched, the old television series I loved when I was growing up, but Uncle whomever. Maybe you smell his old favorite cigar. Isn't that cool? That could be nothing more than just a memory, but you've heightened your awareness, so much so that you feel and sense those things, which really works wonders to help you with your clairvoyance or clairaudience or clairsentience. You know, those clairs that I spoke about in episode 5, which is titled, Do You Have a Sixth Sense? Of course, I believe you do. I believe we all do. I believe some, it comes more naturally than for others. And there's been so much negativity associated with these things. If you have them, a lot of people will block that out. And that's not what I want to see happen. Work with your divine, work with your God, work with yourself. Do what you're comfortable with. You don't have to do everything I suggest or everything that you read, because I certainly don't. I don't do everything I see, read, or even what I put out. There's some things I just put out there for others that they like, that attracts people to me, because we're all wanting the same thing, to know our life's purpose and to gain insight and guidance and to manifest a better life. Doesn't mean we have to do it all, and I don't do it all. I have a room full of stuff that I've collected, and I love it. I don't use it all. If I use it and it's not feeling comfortable, I might just keep it for, just for collective reasons. Or I might share it with someone else later in when I encounter someone who wants to use those things. And I love that. It is all about sharing and blessing others and blessing those around me. So after the ritual, invite family and friends to share a meal if you decide to do that. Some people set a place at the table for their ancestors, which symbolizes their presence. If you have family that want to join you on this night, share stories and memories of your departed loved ones. As the ritual concludes, thank your ancestors for their presence and guidance. Always be thankful. Express your gratitude for the connection you've established. And it can be a simple saying, thank you for joining me on this sacred night. I release you with love and gratitude. It's your ceremony, so make it personal. There is no right or wrong way, but I always want you to begin with a prayer of protection surrounding you and your home and your loved ones, and to release it with gratitude and love and releasing them back to their place, wherever they may be. You can also journal your thoughts and any insights you gained, of course, because that's a lasting record of a meaningful experience. I have so many journals. I mean, you'd have to get them all together, piece them together month by month. And since I'm in different locations, I write it down in different journals. And so it's a definite mystery and a definite puzzle. And I really don't want anyone to piece it together because it's for me. But I have certain family members who might decide one day they want to read these things after I'm dead and gone, because then I will be their ancestor, right? The one thing that I want to caution you against is treating this as a Halloween joke or just spooky fun to do with your friends. I mean, I've done that. We've all done that, I'm sure. Back when I was younger, of course, I played with things I shouldn't have, like the Ouija board, and did things I shouldn't have because it opened me up to negative experiences. And, it takes some time and effort to cleanse yourself free from those things, which hopefully I'm trying to work on an interview with a friend of mine about how we met. She's co-creator, sort of this Mystic Divinations. She and I had started years ago doing paranormal research, and life has really been fun. I love her to death. But let's put a but in there. There have been some things that's happened that's not good, and we've had to seek. I thought I heard something. I'm spooking myself. But anyway, so we had to seek, professional help sometimes because we did things wrong. And so hopefully I'll be able to get with her sometime before Halloween. I hope. Our schedules are so busy. And I've never interviewed anyone yet. And it's going to be a trip. This has not been as easy as I thought it would be. It's been fun. I'm learning as I go. And today, usually I have a little bit of a script that I follow to keep me on task because my mind wanders, that squirrel moment. But today I kind of went free, willy-nilly, just reading a little bit here and there, just mostly just talking to you. But the one thing I want you to do is understand we have no business trying to bring the dead back, okay? I don't know who you are or what your experience is, but that's never been my intention, and I don't encourage it. Don't try to bring them back here. If they're willing, they're already watching out for you. They're already in touch, and they've already sent you those little signals and signs. In episode 8, titled Synchronicities or Meaningful Coincidences, we also talked a little bit more about it in episode 11 about angel numbers and numerology. It all really just kind of goes hand in hand. We're not trying to bring them back. We're not trying to tether them to our world so that they can't rest in peace or enjoy what they're experiencing on the other side of whatever dimension they're at, because I don't pretend to know. I know what I've researched, and I know that I have had experiences that has to be from my ancestors. I just can't explain to you some of the things that have happened. I wasn't even seeking, and I know it came from above. I know it did. So I honor them, and I respect them, and I'm excited about Samhain and Halloween and honoring my ancestors. So I hope I gave you something to think about or something to do. I always try to educate. I never know the experience level of the person listening. I like to learn from others, and I also like to help others. I also like to demystify a lot of this. And so much of this stuff that I do is misunderstood, which then casts a dark shadow upon it, and you lose friends and you lose respect sometimes. But that's okay, because I want the right people in my life. And I love everyone that has ever come into my life and blessed me with being a part of my life. Doesn't mean everyone is fit to be in this circle, and people will come and go. And I think people are here for a reason and a season. And I accept that. That is a very powerful and wonderful knowing. Anyway, I wish you a very happy Halloween. I hope to have at least 1 or 2 more episodes before Halloween. I have created some short videos on YouTube. I call them a video podcast about a couple of little spooky stories. I hope you will go check it out. You can look for the Mystic Divinations on YouTube, or if you'll just go to my website, mysticdivinations.com with a K, mystic with a K. If you'll just go there and scroll down to the YouTube channel or the hyperlink or whatever, you can look at all of that. I do need your support. I need you to share content that you like. I need you to comment if you feel compelled to. Constructive criticism is good. I'm working on everything. I'm not going to be great at it yet because I'm brand new at all of this. And also visit any of my social platforms, subscribe, like, follow, whatever, but please show support. And if you can, visit my Etsy store or my store online. I don't have a whole heck of a lot up there, but for one reason is I'm trying to fill out what people want. And I am very creative. I got a craft room. I like to go places and procure. I especially love to find older items and stuff like that have a nice sacred or witchy or haunted or anything past. And, I have a lot of things to offer people. So be sure to check it out. Stay tuned. And thank you for spending some time with me today. You have a blessed October.